All right, we're good.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We apologize for that. For some reason, our stream dropped off. So we were talking about the NBA. Maybe that's why we got kicked off because we were talking about the wrong NBA teams, and I don't know.
LeBron got to shut down because of what I said.
Yeah, LeBron.
Because I said the only thing they're going to win for a tournament is the in-season tournament when no one cares. But we're talking about one of the best starts ever, right?
Yep.
And we're talking about how Cleveland's 14-0.
Yes.
And we're talking about not Cavaliers, the same team. Golden State was 21-0. I think is the best start. 14-0 is always going to be impressive. Yes, it's not shocking they haven't lost, but it is also because you got to realize it's 14 games straight. I mean, any season of football, basketball, whatever. I mean, football right now, you're talking about, let's talk about the Chiefs, right? They're 9-0.
Yeah.
That's still a great start when you got.
Yeah.
Who cares if the refs are helping you or anything? It's quotations if everyone didn't see it because that's just what people like to say.
Yeah.
But either way you look at it, it's still impressive.
It's impressive. I mean, 14 games in a row is pretty solid in the NBA, especially as streaky as games can go, right? Because teams play. I mean,
you have off nights.
Exactly.
But when other teams are getting, you go through and you score 4 straight points, and then you turn around, the other team scores another 20 straight points. It's weird how streaky the NBA is compared to all the other sports out there.
Right.
So for you to be able to hold off, either you've got super solid defense like the Bulls had back in the early in the mid 90s, or you're just getting lucky. I mean, good teams always find a way to win.
Right.
I don't know who's on this year's Cavaliers, but for them to be 14-0 is really solid for that.
This year's Cavaliers, well, we know one person.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yep.
I don't know who that is.
He was from the Utah Jazz and got traded over.
Okay, gotcha.
All I know is Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
I'm not a big NBA follower. I follow the Bucks.
Right.
Tristan Thompson still playing for them?
Right.
Yeah, Tristan Thompson.
I mean, those are two decent players. So, I mean, it's not like
they're household names.
Yeah, they don't have a bad team. It's just
they had a bad team. They got Tristan Thompson, then I think they got Donovan Mitchell.
But they were never this good with LeBron.
No, they weren't.
No,
they were never this good with LeBron. First or second time he was there.
Especially the second time when you're taking the salary cap.
Yeah.
The second time you're there.
Yeah.
Right. The top 3 teams in the East right now is the Cavaliers, of course, being 14-0. Then it goes Boston being 10-3. Then the Magic being 8-6.
Magic might be shocking.
Yes, but Magic has a young team.
Well, they're young, but I'm saying it's shocking compared to like who you would think be in the top 3. You think Indiana would be up there. You think the Bucks should be up there, and the Bucks are the bottom of the barrel, pretty much.
The Magic have a gathering.
Yeah.
Of cards, right?
Dad jokes, FTW.
Where's the Bucks at in the division in the conference?
15.
Okay, so they're not the bottom of the barrel.
No.
You want the 2 bottom of the barrel?
Iowa State just tied up Cincinnati.
Washington,
okay, nice.
Philly,
good job, Iowa
and
State.
Toronto is all tied with 2 wins.
Philly's shocking.
Yeah, it is.
Philly, yeah.
Philly being the bottom with Joel Embiid and everything.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they've got the injury bug right now. I think that's why they're doing bad. There's no way they're doing that poorly.
Well, Toronto don't even have Fred VanVleet anymore.
Yeah.
Phillies are 76ers are 2-10 and Wizards are 2-9.
Yeah, Carl has a comment over there. I can't read it because I got old eyes.
I can't read it either.
What? You're young, man. You should be able to read it all.
Which is yours?
Whatever.
Carl's always the one that reads.
All right, Carl, we're gonna figure it out. Hold on, just stand by, bud. Nope, that didn't make it any better.
Tap the camera. Just tap the screen.
Are you doing this?
I'm trying to use my camera because I'm old.
I can't
see to Cavs.
LeBron to Cavs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he made a joke the other week saying, "Oh, LeBron's going to the Cavs now, so the Cavs are doing good."
He did say something. I think he said where they're trying to make it to where they might talk about making the in-season tournament winner automatic play qualifier for the playoffs.
Why?
Because not even the players care about the in-season tournament. And that's what it was supposed to be for. So players can take it seriously and fans will watch it more.
No, that's just dumb.
I mean, if you go to
They're not going to do it because if you win that, like say the Lakers, Now we can bench the rest of the players, and we don't have to really try.
Right.
And we could be the worst team in the league and still make the playoffs.
Yeah,
right. I get
yeah.
that. I mean, if you
Yep.
look,
And I think that's why it won't happen.
Yeah.
We just said they were thinking about it, but there's no way the NBA can actually allow that to happen.
No,
No,
Because the
no
Lakers
way.
that's
were
so
barely a
stupid.
play-in team last year.
Yeah.
They were like number 9 or 10, or 9 or 8, right? Or
Mhm.
7, 8, 9, 10. So they're 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And just imagine if they won the play-in tournament. It's like, okay, now we can relax. And they're the 15th team out of the 15 teams in the West, and they automatically get to go in and take a spot out of whoever number 10 is.
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
crap.
so here's the standings in the West right now. The top 5
And then-
teams.
Hold on, real quick. I want to finish that point. And then because they got rest and didn't try hard, now they're going to be dominating because you got an Anthony Davis who had rest. You have a LeBron who has rest.
Yeah.
And we've proven in the bubble that that's what they need is rest.
Well, LeBron, especially because LeBron is never. He's always had trouble finishing a season in the playoffs, right? Because he always runs out of gas.
He
Usually,
has to carry the team.
right. And so because of that, he's always had
And that's
trouble.
what's happened with the Bucks.
Yeah,
Giannis has to carry the teams. The one time he didn't have to carry the team, they won the World
Series.
The
Yeah,
World
that's perfect.
Championship.
Yes, the World Series.
They won the championships.
Yeah, they won the NBA
I
title.
would say the world champion. Like, he's playing for WWE.
Right.
The Lombardi Trophy, so to speak.
I mean, the top 5 teams in the West is the Oklahoma City Thunder being 11-2, then the Warriors being 10-2. Not surprising there because of both were good teams last year.
Yeah, but the Warriors, a lot without Klay Thompson stuff, a lot of people
Yes,
thought
that
he
is
was
very
going to drop down.
surprising.
Carl says, "Don't kill the messenger over the in-season tournament playoff berth." LOL. Smiley face.
We're not killing the messenger. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're not shooting a messenger. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry. And then the Houston Rockets being 9-4, that is very surprising because how bad they played last year.
Yeah.
Where's the Lakers on that list?
Getting there. Okay. Phoenix Suns is 4 with 9-4, and the Lakers are 5th being 8-4.
Where's Dallas? The Mavs.
12th, 5-7.
Good Lord. Last year they went to the conference championship.
Yes, and you just
I mean,
said
they're-
they're having a great
well, there's-
season.
Yeah.
See, another surprising thing is the Nuggets being 7-4.
Yeah. Well, but the Nuggets have traditionally been a
Middle of the pack
decent
team.
middle of the pack team.
In a second half.
Yeah, they're definitely a second half
I
team.
mean, look, they got the 3-time MVP Jokic. Okay,
Oh yeah, okay.
And he was a steal in the draft. He was drafted. He was a 2nd or 3rd round pick.
Yeah,
they only
that's
have
true.
2 rounds, don't they?
No, there's 4 rounds.
I thought they
think.
do 2 rounds and then they do 2 rounds on the TV. My bad.
Can you guess the worst team in the NBA with only 3 wins?
Utah Jazz.
I would have said the Cavaliers if you hadn't
Yeah,
said they were
the
14-0.
Jazz, their worst is the fucking Toronto.
What
Utah
about,
Jazz is the worst?
Is it the Utah?
Yeah, because at one point it was Utah and Milwaukee tied at 1 win,
Yeah,
and Milwaukee won that game.
man.
Oh, yeah.
See, I don't know. Maybe I'm a
But they were going
traditionalist.
back and forth too. It wasn't
Right.
like they
The bottom
dominated.
5
Maybe
teams
I'm a-
of the West is the Spurs, Mavericks, Blazers, Pelicans, Jazz. Sorry about the Mavs.
It's what it is, man. They're doing it to themselves. I'm sure
Zion's hurt again too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out for the season.
that dude's been an injury
That Greg Oden.
problem since he started.
Greg Oden.
yeah.
See,
Ever
They
since
said-
he blew out the Nike shoe, he's been injury prone.
See,
Yeah.
he said that he has crazy potential. He's going to be a great star, but then he's been knee injury after injury,
And
and
you
every
weren't.
season.
I don't think you don't remember this, but we do. Greg Oden.
Yep.
And Oden came from Texas, didn't he?
No,
I thought he was Texas.
I thought he came from Ohio.
Oh, he did Ohio State. Yes.
Ohio State, yeah.
No, Durant was Texas for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was Ohio State. And then
Durant.
he went to Portland.
Yep.
And he was supposed to be
He's
a
supposed to be.
big thing, the best
next
player
big thing.
for whoever.
He was
won.
supposed to be the next David Robinson, is what he was. That's what they were.
He had
touting
the
him.
hype LeBron had coming in. But the injury
yeah,
stopped him.
and I
And he
think
didn't have. I don't think he had injury in college that much.
no, he didn't. He got injured his senior year, but it wasn't anything major. I think he
And then-
hyperextended a knee, but I think
just
that's
like-
what caused the
Just like Zion
yeah
got injured his last season at Duke
yeah that was
because of blowing up the Nike shoe.
his only season at Duke.
Right, but well,
yeah,
his
he
last
only had
season.
1 year, dude.
I forgot he only did have 1 year,
Right.
but he.
Well, that's where most kids,
but
kids
no
have
injury
nowadays.
until that last one of those last games.
Yeah.
And I mean, he came back. It wasn't like it was a bad injury.
Right.
So, but now he's injury after
Oh,
injury
yeah.
after injury because
Yeah.
it's the type of injury too.
I don't think he's ever finished a full season.
Well, I mean, think of it. What's his name from Washington in the NFL? The running guy. He's a junior, whatever. Oh God, back in the early to mid 2000s. No. Quarterback in Washington for the
You mean RG3?
yes.
Oh, you said the running guy. I was like,
You said running back, and I'm like,
No, I didn't say
do
running
you
back. I
mean-
said the
said running.
quarterback, the running guy out of Washington.
Yeah, he said the running guy. I'm like, the running guy.
Yeah, that's
And
what
then
he.
I thought you said junior, and I'm like,
That's how he hurt
junior
himself.
Seau.
No.
yes.
That's how he hurt himself. RG3, yeah.
And truly,
Robert
his
Griffin
injury,
III.
yes, he did get hurt, but truly that was on the coaches. They forced him to play.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk about injuries and unexpected things to people who could have been great, right? Just think about it. A lot of this has happened, and this is not really an injury. Dwayne Haskins.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
If you want to talk about stuff, dude could have been a great NFL quarterback for the Steelers.
he
Yeah.
had it. He
And
has
then-
a high ceiling.
Right,
and
but
then he got hit by a car.
but the NBA
I
sees
thought it was
a
a garbage truck.
the NBA sees a lot of that,
vehicle.
right? They see a lot of
vehicle.
guys who are super hyped and then they get injured because there's so much expectation and
See, the
the teams
NBA
have to
is
put so
different
much on
than
them.
the NFL,
Kelly
right?
Smith.
Right.
The NBA, you could dominate with one player for the most part.
For the most part, but,
they could,
I
they
mean-
could be the number one on the team and carry the team as long as the other one does their little roles.
Right.
In
Right.
the NFL, you can't just have a great quarterback and expect to be good. If that was the case, Caleb Williams, I think he's a decent quarterback.
Yeah,
he
he
just
would-
doesn't have time to throw.
If only you carry the Bears. But see, that's the whole thing, right? The guys in the NFL don't play offense and defense, right? Caleb Williams can throw all day long and score all the touchdowns, but if his defense is a sieve,
Well, it's
You're
mostly-
screwed.
The defense is not bad in Chicago. It's mostly the offensive line. And
Right.
that's why, but again, he can't block for himself.
no, not
In
at all.
the NBA, you don't worry about blocking for yourself. You
Mhm.
play
Oh, yeah.
defense. So as long as you can do both sides, you can kind of carry your team as long as you have a little bit of support.
Right.
Right.
You can have a little bit of support in the NFL, and it's not going to do nothing for you.
No, and you can't really carry a
'Cause you have
team.
to have full support for your team.
Right. You can't carry a team in the NFL.
Because you need receivers just as much as you need someone to block for you.
Right. Tom Brady needed a line, but Tom Brady needed receivers. Tom Brady needed a running back. And he
again,
got it all.
because he took pay.
Right.
cuts.
I mean, besides the Tampa Bay team, I don't remember him besides Randy Moss and Gronk. I don't remember him having like an iconic receiver.
He made iconic Wes Welker.
Yeah,
he made
Yeah.
Wes.
Walker, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola.
Yeah.
But besides like iconic, he
All
didn't really-
flats receivers.
All white people.
I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about they
No,
were
they
all
They
flat
had the joke
receivers.
about it at the roast of Tom
Oh,
Brady.
did
all
they?
those white receivers.
Yeah.
And Randy Moss comes in.
I
He
mean,
goes,
it was
So-
"What? You guys
truly-
couldn't cheat
when
without me? Or
Yeah.
you couldn't cheat with me and get me a ring?
it
Yeah.
You
was
didn't trust me?"
It was when he truly got to Tampa is where he really got to throw to star receivers with Marquise Godwin, Michael.
Yeah, but he didn't throw to them. He threw to Gronk. He's always
Wasn't
a
it
tight
Chris
end.
Godwin.
He's
Godwin.
He's
Marcus-
always been a
Yeah,
tight
let's
end
call
and
him
a slot receiver kind of quarterback. He
Right.
always counts on those guys. Now,
Oh, yeah.
don't get me wrong.
LaFell, he had LaFell too. He was a
But
He's
decent
gonna
receiver.
throw over the
role
middle.
in that offense when he was there was mainly blocking.
He had-
He caught like
he did-
more touchdowns in the Super Bowl year than anybody else.
Gronk was phenomenal. All right, one of the best
Yeah.
tight ends. And how many years did he won 4 Super Bowls? He only played like 8 seasons.
7 or 8 seasons, yeah.
Like this dude's going to the Hall of Fame with 8 seasons. You know who we're thinking about putting in the Hall of Fame with like less than 10 seasons? Calvin Johnson. People are questioning if he deserves to go because he wasn't on a Super Bowl
Well, the
team.
only reason why
Yeah,
he
but
retired is because
Calvin
he
Johnson
got-
should go
Yeah,
well,
he
Calvin
because he
Johnson
did more in his time than most people did in their career.
Right.
I mean, Calvin Johnson even said that in an interview. The only reason why he retired is because he had years left on him. He just got tired of being on losing teams. He got tired of being with the Lions.
well, then go somewhere else. That's my thing. Why retire when you can go somewhere to win a championship? I don't,
I think
guys are
another
so
thing had
concerned
to
about
do
their
is-
legacy, but
I think
to me
injury
is
not injury,
because-
but health, right? Like seeing the
Nah.
CTE and all the stuff, he wanted to retire on his own terms.
yeah.
Maybe he
Yes.
just stopped having love for the football is what I really think too.
Exactly, and also
But you're not gonna
like,
come out and say, "Oh, I stopped loving the game."
also like to his point, like with his age, does he go to a new team and learn a whole new system and be good for like what maybe
Hey,
2-3
he's only
years?
in for like 8-9 years. Tom Brady was in for 20 years. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, my question is this, right? Okay, I didn't play football, so I don't know the answer to this question. Maybe y'all do because y'all played, but what?
I mean, we didn't play for different teams.
Well,
so.
sure, but I'm sure I don't know. But when you talk about different systems, how different can they really be?
for
It depends.
for college or NFL, because
It could be very different.
see, a lot of high schools run pretty much almost probably the same, different names, right?
Yes.
But you're running almost the same offense. Like, okay, this is the X receiver. This blocking schemes might be because you're learning a little bit more of the basics.
Yes.
Once you get to college, you learn a little bit more. It's a little bit harder if you're, let's talk about schemes of shotgun versus under center.
Yes, exactly. Because
You're learning how to take a snap under center when you've been in shotgun. If quarterback, that's completely different. It's hard because
I played mainly online in high school, and how we did a spread offense, so we had to be more of a mobile blocking. So we had to move to this block and move to that block.
Sure.
So our line blocking, we had to learn our new system. So everyone had to learn all these different kind of blocks. It was very kind of pass blocking was very, very basic. You had to basically get your guy, but all the run blocking and spread offense, you had to like move and swing.
Y'all run the option?
Yeah.
We did a lot of pulling. So
Yeah,
like I had to pull a lot and stuff too.
Oh yeah, that.
But
yeah.
but again, pulling is just learning. Do you go this
Basically,
way? Another one is like a flood, or what we call flood and stuff, where like the quarterback's going to bootleg and we have to block this way so that way the quarterback can go that way to throw or something, or you block this way because the quarterback is kind of like a run block, but you're not run blocking because you can't go downfield.
Yeah.
Well, basically, how we called it like shark no. Is basically how we basically moved the entire line moved as one, and we moved all up to run block.
But it also depends what position you play.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're lineman, learning schemes is easy.
Oh yeah.
All you're learning is, am I going to pass block more? Or am I going to run block more?
And with the run block more, you got to figure out, are you pulling or which side are you going to run block to?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Hey, Jason, what's up, brother? We see your text or your comment in chat. Good evening. How are you tonight?
Is that what he said? Good
He
evening?
said, "What up?"
Oh, what up, back? But no, and then like when you're on defense, though, defensive line, you just know which gap you're going in. You're learning blitzes. If you're linebackers, you're learning if you drop. See, that's when it gets complicated, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're learning linebackers. You're learning the blitzes. Am I dropping my coverage and my man coverage and my zone coverage? What's this mean? What's this mean? A little bit harder. Receivers can be a little bit harder because am I going to be blocking more? Am I more of the spread? Am I more of a slot? Am I going to move into this? Are we doing the trips? But like for different positions, so receivers, it's not as hard.
No.
Quarterback's going to be hard. Running back might be a little bit harder, but defense is the hardest because if you're a linebacker, say you're like TJ Watt, you're used to blitzing, but now you're going to cover a little bit more because that's what this scheme wants, is you to be a cover guy.
Right.
Like Cooper DeJean.
Mm-hmm.
What makes him so great
is he's super fast.
He's fast, right? And he's from out of Grove and everything, but the coach says we love him because we could put him as a linebacker. We could put him a covering linebacker. We could put him as a corner. We could put him as a safety. And he can even be a edge rusher if we really need him to blitz.
Yeah.
Again, that's valuable because that means you got IQ out the wazoo for football because you're learning 3-4 different positions and cover schemes and everything. And you got to know, hey, we're going to put you in, but we don't need you as a corner this time. Now we need you this.
Right.
So now you know what scheme you're in this, what you're in this, what you're in this.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, he may never be a Hall of Famer. He may never be a star getting 20 million, 30, 40 million dollars a year kind of guy, but he's going to be a key player where he can start and then be plugged and play anywhere.
Yeah. I think
see, the biggest thing I learned that was hardest for a lineman to learn is the push and pull blocks, because you got to make sure you don't trip on your guy when you're pulling.
Right.
And when you are the guy that stays and kind of go you're this way, you got to make sure you got that guy and this guy pulls.
Yeah. I think that again, I didn't play football, right? I always played basketball. I played,
I thought you were a tennis player.
Yeah, you know me and my tennis. I played table tennis.
I thought you were lacrosse.
Yeah. We played. Hey, back in the 90s and the 80s, we played a lot of lacrosse in Texas. Let me tell you.
Just about as much cricket, right?
Yeah. So anyway, so that's we've gone through the NBA, guys. I think we've kind of there wasn't a whole lot to talk about there. They're still early in the season. It's cool that Cleveland is
14-0,
right, and which is surprising as hell. But so let's talk about the big board. Zach, what do you got first for the big
So
board
the big
tonight?
board this week, we decided to go a little bit off of sports because we're running out of stuff for sports, I believe.
Right.
So we're gonna the next couple of weeks, I think we're gonna take a break from big board, maybe till the end of the season for like sports stuff. Just with holiday season. Today though, we're doing underrated songs. Now you can do underrated bands with the songs in them, or you can just do underrated songs that maybe no one talks about from these artists. Like you were talking about earlier, showing your age that I understood.
Yeah.
Right. Side B of the cassette.
Yeah.
Jake might kind of understand what we're talking about. Over,
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I have my own record player.
Yeah,
What-
that's what I'm saying. You have a record player.
Look,
That's
man,
why-
if you player over, you're doing it wrong.
okay, the record over
The
on the player.
record.
Just saying.
You can't
Saying.
flip the record.
I mean, you
player.
can, but it might not work afterwards.
Yeah, you guys aren't going to get anything past me tonight. No, sir.
So
Maybe whiskey involved, but you're not getting anything beyond me.
So who wants to go first with some of their songs?
Jake does.
Yeah, I guess since I have a song pulled up. Yeah. So some of these are country, but others are like rock and pop. So this one is a band called Bestel. They have another popular song called Pompeii. Well, this song is called Anchor. The Anchor.
Okay.
It's basically a song that makes you like feel like you're struggling with something or you're battling something. So that's why I
Very. You know what? That's
a good
very
one for tonight.
Fitting for what's been going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's one thing I pulled to it, and so that's why I like the song.
Yep.
And so
Absolutely.
so this song's about a rock band named Citizen Soldier. I don't know if you guys know them.
Hmm.
So these two songs are called
Mr. Google does.
I've heard
Would
of
Anyone Care in ICU.
them. I think I've heard anyone care. I think you shared that with me
Yes.
one time when you were going through.
Yes, these are the songs I found when I was going through a dark place, and these are the songs that
I think we actually played on the way up when we were in Taco Bell. But
Yes, this is the songs that I felt that appealed to me the best. And what's really cool about this band is that their lead singer is actually a licensed therapist, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
That is. That's what I thought was pretty cool. And so these are the two country songs I have. One of them is by Brantley Gilbert. It's called "Saving Amy." It's another good country song. It's like a low acoustic ballad.
okay, different for him
Yes,
because he's like more like a rock country.
it is. It's also one of Elf's like his first album.
Okay,
So that was like an older one. And this one's about this is like a country like a story country song. It's like a traditional country song. Like it's about so this one's called Cattleman's Gun by Dean Brody. So it's a very it tells a story.
so like a boy named
Traditional type country
like Johnny
song.
Cash.
Yes.
You in his songs they tell a story. Shout out Man
Big
Reno.
Big John by Jimmy Dean.
Right.
It tells a story. So it tells a story about a guy with a guy.
So it's old school country.
And this is an underrated. It's a new song by Linkin Park because not everyone likes the new songs by Linkin Park, but I like it very much. It's called "The Emptiness Machine" by Linkin Park.
I think if any new song by Linkin Park, you could probably put underrated right now because of the fact that they changed lead singers.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that-
they didn't change lead singers. Let me phrase it. They got a new lead singer.
they got a new lead singer, and I think she's very well. She sings
And I
very
like
well.
the fact they went with a girl, by the way.
Yes.
You're not trying to replace Chester. You went with a girl a different direction. So I like that.
Yes. So I got
to listen. I didn't know they had. I know they named one. I didn't know they made a new song yet.
Oh, they had a new song. Now they just had a new album out. I haven't had a chance to listen to yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are my 6 songs.
Oh, and Carl did have some as
Yes,
well.
Carl did have 2 songs. His 2 songs are "Someday" by Sugar Ray, then "Wonderful World" by Louis Armstrong.
See, Someday is a good song. Sugar Ray is a good band, right?
Mhm.
But and no one talks about Someday. They think of like every morning and all that stuff. And Someday is a good one. Did you have any, or do you want me to go next?
Go ahead. I'll hit mine last.
Okay, so I got a few. The first one I think is underrated, but that's just because I think he's underrated. Not a
Oh
lot of
my
people know about
God.
it. Is Weird Al Yankovic
Weird Al.
and Amish Paradise. Now it's a hit for people who know Weird Al Yankovic, but people who don't know, if you like Gangster's Paradise, you're gonna love Amish Paradise, or not, but you'll laugh. So I think that's one of the most underrated songs. In fact, we all thought about it last week. Me, you, and Carl all said Amish Paradise, so we all
Yeah.
agree. Then another one is a band called Lost Prophets. it's kind of like what you're saying, like what you're going through and stuff like that. It's called Rooftops. It's like staying on the rooftop, everyone scream your hearts out. It's a good song. It's like alternative rock, kind of like it's. I don't know if they've had another hit after that, but that was a good song. I mean, that was out when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Another song I found going through all my songs through here and stuff is Toadies. Toadies, I think, is an underrated band, but they're big in the Fort Worth area, Fort Worth community area, I should say.
I mean, they were.
They still are. They're still out there touring. They got December 28th down at Billy Bob's. Go check it out. They have every year or 2 times a year at least. They have shows down there.
Yeah.
So they're still touring. Tyler and Jigsaw Girl are 2 of my favorites. I also like Backslider. You said Possum Kingdom was
well, that was their big one. Hit. Yeah.
Backslider is good. I Come From the Water.
Yeah.
If you like that kind of like alternative rock kind of thing, it's really good.
I mean, that's some serious 90s grunge right there, bro.
Grunge then. Now they call it alternative.
It's not alternative.
I think now everything's alternative if it's not rock.
Yeah.
I also liked I think it's underrated because not a lot of people heard it, and I think you might appreciate it. It's a Christmas song. It's called Camouflage and Christmas Lights.
Oh, that's good.
It's the dude can sing. He's a Robertson from the Duck Dynasty family, and it's off the Duck Dynasty Christmas album from years ago.
Okay.
But he can sing. He was in the military. It's about celebrating like it's basically like turkey on a paper plate, singing Kumbaya on the radio.
Yeah.
You know, my family's up on a hill right now.
Yep.
We'd be catching snowflakes. But thank God it's a silent night right now because he's overseas serving.
Yeah, I've probably spent 7 Christmases at sea.
And I've spent
on submarines.
One Christmas on sea.
Yeah.
I did one Christmas and Thanksgiving on the sea.
Yeah.
And granted, I didn't have a family, just my mom and stuff like that.
Sure.
But I didn't have like a wife, kids.
Family's family though. It didn't have to be wife and kids.
Yeah, it sucks missing time with your family, but I mean, I didn't have the wife and kids like the guy was talking about.
Right.
But it still brings a tear to mind because it's like I've been there where you're overseas and it's awful.
Yeah.
And it was my first deployment.
Yeah.
And it was my second year in the Navy.
Yeah, I spent my first Christmas in the Navy at sea.
My first Christmas I was away and I did, but like Thanksgiving, my first Thanksgiving in the military was a very tragic time. So I try not to think about that.
Okay.
I had to go back home for my grandpa's funeral and all that stuff around that time. So that was bad for different reasons. And then another one I really liked is Nate Smith, Wreckage. He's talking about being damaged and he goes, it wrecks me that you stayed. Like, thank you for accepting me for my baggage and everything I brought. But it's not one of the top songs like you want to say it's side B.
Sure.
Definitely good ones. I have more, but those are like my top.
Right. So for me, my first one's gonna be Nirvana, Something in the Way. Okay. It's a good one. My second one would be 9 Inch Nails, Something I Can Never Have. Right. So like, that kind of, that's a good one, man. Trent Reznor plays the piano. It's a phenomenal song. You got to check it out. It's
Nine
very
Inch Nails is probably also underrated band for people who don't listen to that type of music.
Right.
See,
and for
just look at me and think I just listen to Christmas music or country music.
Christmas music, yes.
I mean Christmas music.
I look at you scream ho ho ho.
Yeah.
No,
you definitely scream Christmas all day long.
Country music, but honestly, you lied to me on our way back from Sac City, and I was jamming out to Marvin Gaye, AC/DC.
I was sleeping.
Jackson 5. Yeah, he was sleeping when I was jamming out to high.
So, but yeah, those are 2 big ones for me that are also Crazy Mary by Pearl Jam. I don't know if you know that one, but
I think I've heard that one.
I think
that's one that talks about him driving with his girlfriend, and they see Crazy Mary, and he drives off the road and kills his girlfriend, and
I think I've heard it.
Yeah, they run into Crazy Mary's house. It's an interesting one, but
you look at me like, yeah,
it's a very good one.
Of course, you heard it.
Yeah.
Georgia just scored, so pending a extra point, they're going to be up 14-10 on Tennessee. Wisconsin's in the red zone on the Oregon 2, 6-3.
And is that after halftime?
No,
so before halftime. So,
yeah, okay. You're like 30 seconds till halftime.
So more of the big board though. Like I could have gone newer, like Dylan Scott. getting out alive, talking about basically go buy that truck, go, don't worry about saving the money, go live your life, go call that girl. It might not work out, it might, because we're not guaranteed tomorrow.
See, I could have listed like 4 or 5 songs.
Oh, there's plenty of
Citizen
them.
Soldier, because how many times
So-
I listened to him.
So that should be an underrated band.
Yes.
Another underrated band, I think, is Ice Nine Kills, unless you really love hardcore rock, because they talk about Art the Clown from Terrifiers. Their new song is called Art of Dying. They have Friday the 13th song. They also, I think it's called Thank God I think it's Friday or something. They also have the American Nightmare, which is about Nightmare on Elm Street. It's an underrated band.
See another song.
Wisconsin scored a touchdown.
Yeah, a couple quick updates. Wisconsin scored a touchdown. They're now up 10-6 over Oregon, and San Jose State scored a touchdown on BYU. Boise State up 21-14.
And San Jose, real quick on that, San Jose's shout out to their head coach, Ken, who used to be Navy's head coach.
See another song I like is called "Waiting on the Sun." It's just like,
Ooh, have you ever heard the song "Waiting on a Woman"
by Brad Paisley?
Yes, it's a good one.
The music video has Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith in it, yeah, as an old
And he's sitting
man
on the bench, and it's pretty much, instead of a song, he's talking.
Yeah,
He's like, I have no problem waiting on a woman, and it takes the song and make it a talk, but like Brad Paisley's voice is singing, but yet you have him saying the line.
yeah,
Great song. That, you know what? That's underrated.
yeah. It is pretty good one.
Because everyone talks about Whiskey Lullaby for Brad Paisley.
Yeah, it didn't have to be about
See, some of
alcohol.
his
That's a
lyrics
good one.
said that I've heard every dang cliche. I've been stuck here forever. I'm in my own head. I'm a prisoner. That kind of speaks to me because I've been there.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
See, and that's what when we talk about underrated songs is what we like, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the listeners and whatever, like, oh, I never heard that, or you guys didn't mention this. Well, it's not what we didn't do research to find out what
No,
most
it's
underrated
just-
songs are.
These are underrated
What
songs to
we
us. Yeah.
like, and it's
So,
just what
hey,
we do.
Yeah. So out there, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all are moronics, if y'all have an underrated song, drop it in the comment section and let us know.
Well, make a playlist and listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely. We love it. We love listening to obscure,
Yeah.
underrated songs. So let us know.
And with that being said, I think we should do the promo with Mr. Google himself.
Yay, Mr. Google. All right. Good evening, everyone. Tonight's I completely lost my train of thought. Tonight we are sponsored by B&L Creative Designs. Me and Mr. Google. We specialize in wood products, and we also specialize in bracelets and jewelry. We also do t-shirts, and we made these awesome t-shirts that the two moronics on my right hand side, your left, are looking at or wearing. Yeah, they're like little brother. They're like brothers, man. They're killing me today. I feel like the elder statesman trying to keep these two from flicking each other's ears and shoving a finger up each other's nose.
You missed.
Starts flicking your hand.
So,
Were you trying to use the camera
But-
to
but-
figure out where I was?
yeah, but we love them. We love them to death. Zach being our basement troll, and Jake kind of being our adopted kind of son thing going on. Our Amish adopted son.
I just left the Amish.
But anyway, so if you want wood products, I make cutting boards, make beer bottle openers. I make cribbage boards. I make wine caddies. I commission items as well. If you've got something else that you'd like made, I will try and figure out how to make it. I've made basically boards for creating extra space at your sink. You can use a cutting board, then move all the scraps off to the side. You see everybody's bracelets that we're wearing. Those are
I forgot to wear mine.
that's okay. We'll forgive you for that.
Can you be like Geppetto, make me a wife? I'm just kidding.
Whoa, that's a little on the crazy side.
I don't know why you would want a wooden one, but okay.
I was gonna say, aren't you supposed to supply the wood? But anyway, wow, this promo has gone to the dogs. So anyway, give us some support, give us some love.
Sorry,
B&L
Mr.
Creative
Trump.
Designs. We have an Etsy page where you can get earrings or bracelets. It's BL Creative Design Shop on Etsy, or our website is bnlcreativedesign.com. Give us a shout. Let us know if we can help you out with wood or jewelry products.
Also, you do for all the military and
That's correct. I do like hail and farewell gifts. I make paddles or
coins.
the coin. I can make coin holders. I do plaques for retirements, things like that. So just give us a shout. Let us know.
And that goes for our first responders or the
correct.
police force that do the
Yep.
coins challenge. As
I've
well.
made I made a coin holder for a corrections officer. We painted it with the black and gray. We've done the blue line for cops. We've done the red one for firefighters. So just give us a call, let us know, or get on our website, and we can do that. Let us know.
Help support a veteran-owned business.
Absolutely, or let the Morons know on their Facebook page or here in the comments.
Which the Facebook page is 3 Morons Pod.
3 Morons Pod.
Just like the YouTube channel.
Yep.
Keep it simple.
All right. Now that abortion is complete, let's move on.
The abortion is complete. Let's go.
All right.
So the NFL. First of all, we already talked about Chiefs 9-0.
Yes.
9-0. Worst teams
Which is
in.
not surprising because the Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champs.
Remember, a Chiefs love game is also a refs love game.
Fair enough.
No, we saw we saw a Hallmark thing earlier, and it said
a Chiefs love story or
a
something
Chiefs
like
love
that.
story. It's like, you mean a refs love story,
No,
jokingly, because the popular thing is to hate the Chiefs because they win all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, good teams find ways to win. That's
This
all there
calls
is
or
to
not,
it.
I don't think the NFL's rigging the Chiefs to win.
No.
Because if they were, it'd be a lot more different than this. Like, I'm sorry, are they rigging? Did the Chiefs paint the white line a little bit forward extra, or the rest painted forward for when the Baltimore player stepped out? I don't think so.
No.
Even
it's
past
just-
this, maybe next time they do, we'll wear white cleats.
Yeah, I'm not going to call it haters, but I mean, it's people trying to conflate their wins and
Well,
make them sound.
It's the team's fans complaining, and then everyone's like, "Well, that's the popular thing to do, so I'm
Yeah.
going to hate on the Chiefs too."
Yeah,
They win.
It's goofy.
Andy Reid's a great
It's
coach.
a popular thing to
Right.
hate on a team that's winning so much because they make every excuse like why they're winning. Oh, it's the refs and stuff like that.
Right.
It makes it.
Same
I mean, they
thing
did
what
the
they
thing
did
with
with-
Tom Brady.
Same thing they did with the Patriots and Belichick and Tom Brady.
Yep.
So
Well,
it's a
I don't
common thing.
Yep.
Now the worst
happens.
team. The worst team is, I think, the Panthers still, right?
Yeah.
Panthers
Yeah.
are.
Worse or terrible.
Both.
Or a little
No,
both.
I don't think it's. Let me check the standings.
But we did hear news that Daniel Jones might be out at the end of the season. You said, right? The
Yes,
reports
it
are coming
is
out.
reported that he will be released at the end of the season.
He will be or might be.
will be.
All right. Well, Daniel Jones, you'll find a job
That's
at the
just one
UFL.
source though.
Well, Daniel Jones can find something in the UFL. I'm pretty sure. That's why AJ McCarron got released, because he's coming up to the
Actually, it's Giants is the worst team. No,
Giantses.
Actually, currently, the one that has the current NFL overall pick is the Jaguars.
So the Jaguars are technically
And
the
they
worst
will
team.
be the first team in the NFL history to have 3 NFL picks in the last 5 years.
Not NFL picks, NFL first overall picks.
Because they
Awful.
Because they had Trevor Lawrence, then
Walker.
yeah, the defensive end linebacker.
I think it's Walker. But anyway, Doug Pearson loses his job at the end of the season.
It's
I thought he
awful.
was fired already, but
What's awful?
That he's going to lose his job at the end
No,
of the
do
year.
you think he's going to lose his
Do I
job?
think he will? No, I don't think so.
Do you think the Cons are going to be like, you know what? You've been this awful, and we gave you time with Trevor Lawrence. You're done.
Maybe, but I think they're like, I think they're going to give him more time to.
Trayvon Walker. That was
Trayvon
the other-
Walker.
yes,
I think
that
they're going to
was
give him
the
more
other
time to
one.
develop his team. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Just like I don't think
McCarthy.
McCarthy's going to get fired.
No.
Look, there's a headlight behind us.
Yeah. It's a
If
car.
you if it people that are going to get fired at the end of the season, I think Eberflus gets fired at the end of the season from Chicago.
Okay.
I think he's going to get fired at the end of the season. They
Yeah.
need something different.
Yes,
And there's been reports that they're going to bench Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I think if you lose to the Packers, you bench him because your season's not technically over yet, and he's going to give you the best chance to win.
Yeah.
But if he gets a little dinged up in this game,
Yeah.
if they don't win, you need to bench him because you need to save him.
Yeah.
Because right now, if he has a gruesome injury like a ACL tear, he's out most of the season next year.
Yeah, and it's not about that, but once you allow him to get injured because you're not doing well, you're gonna throw his confidence off and you're gonna lose him. Period. Right? You're gonna have to 3 years. He's gonna be another Ryan Leaf or whatnot, right? Or in that discussion.
Teddy Bridgewater,
right?
Well, his injury was practice, so it was a little different.
True.
Yeah, but there was
But-
other than like hanging on his knees for skin.
Well, regardless, right? I don't think that Chicago's in a position to. It would be smart of them to allow Williams to not rest, but like you said, to
Taking
protect
the
him.
playbook,
Right.
protect them,
Right.
learn. I mean, you're gonna learn from French guy Tyler Baguette. I call him French because his last name is Baguette.
Yeah.
But
The
I
bread
think,
guy.
I think that would be the best bet. But yeah, I think he's gonna be gone. There's reports coming out, or Eberflus gonna be gone. There's reports coming out that the Vegas coach Pierce is gonna be fired, which I don't agree. It's his first full year of head coaching. I don't agree that he should be fired. Yeah, I'm a big update real
Alright.
quick. Boise State just scored his 21-21 against San Jose State.
It's
One of my teams are doing it.
I'm a big support that anyone that comes in should get 3 years.
Yes.
See, I'm under the impression they should go 5 because it takes
But, I mean,
more
at
than
least
3
I'm
years.
saying at least 3, right? Because the
Yeah,
first year you're learning your team and see can they fit the scheme.
Sure.
Now I agree 5 is way better.
Because 3
Right.
years it's going to take
But
to
you
put the players in place.
Yeah,
After that, you need 2 years to get them to gel together.
Well, here's the thing: the GM should get 5 years.
Right.
The coach and the GM should always be. Once the GM's gone, the coach needs to be gone
See,
because
Yeah.
then you got to give the GM because the coach doesn't make the players, right?
Right.
You don't
Okay.
you don't decide who
Yeah.
comes in. You can say these are the type of people I would like,
Right.
but you're not making that move.
Okay.
okay, so this is my opinion.
Go ahead.
With the Caleb Williams, I think yes, they might bench him to kind of get him try to get his headspace back in. Like, hey, I need to play better. I need to do this. This is part of the right thing. But also, it could kill his confidence.
Yeah, well, that's what he just said. It's going to
Yeah.
kill his confidence.
All right.
But it could be like they did thing with Colts did with Anthony Richardson. Like, he benched him for Joe Flacco just because he was playing awful
Right.
and try to get his mind back and his work ethic back to where it was in his rookie year.
Right.
Hopefully it works out with Anthony Richardson. We won't know until tomorrow. So maybe
Right.
Well, Anthony
Well-
Richardson's benched, didn't he?
he's back. He's starting. They started him. They benched
My
him for
thing
2
is,
games.
'Cause I
you've
didn't
got
hear that he came back
you have
yet.
a solid veteran in Joe Flacco. Let that young guy learn behind him. Right.
Oh yeah,
That was my big thing with
that's what they did.
Aaron
in
Rodgers.
2001 with Drew Brees and
right.
But a lot of people
Derek-
complained about
Doug
benching.
Flutie.
Yeah.
A lot of people complained about him getting benched because Daniel Jones has had longer. Other bad quarterbacks have had longer, and you're not going to give him time. But to your point, you got Joe Flacco there.
Yeah.
Learn from Joe Flacco. Daniel Jones had no one to learn
Right.
from.
And see, that's kind of my thing, right? That's why I love the way the Packers do what they do because they bring in a quarterback who's always good. They let him sit for about 3 years behind the old guy. They did with Rodgers, and then they did the same thing with Jordan Love,
Yeah.
right? And the guy learns the system, he learns the players, and he's ready to go when he starts. It's
And-
not I'm a
and the
rookie,
thing
I'm
is-
coming to see the NFL
Well,
for the
here's-
first time, and
here's
I'm going to
how
get my
it's-
butt bashed in because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Go real quick because I'm going to comment on that one.
And the thing is, when they picked these picks, everyone was like, "Oh, why the hell we picked? Why?" Everyone was like, "Oh, why the hell we picked this quarterback?" Or like, "Oh, we didn't need a quarterback," and it works out in the end.
Now, granted, we didn't need to go up and get Jordan Love. We could have probably got him in the second round or where we were originally picked.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So we didn't need to give picks. But it works out. No one's talking about it now.
Right, but it's a crapshoot, right?
Now,
Yeah.
my thing is Jordan Love, right? You're talking about he's learning the system. Well, since sitting under, he learned a different system because
Yep.
of Matt LaFleur.
Yep.
You say he learned the players. There's only 4 people still there from Matt LaFleur's first season. Jair Alexander, Kenny Clark, Gerard Jennings, I think they said. And
You're but you're conflating what I'm saying, right? because-
because he's learning different
Well,
receivers and different stuff.
Regardless,
What he learned
those
was-
they grew up together though.
Right, but what he learned was because all these people when he first came in wasn't there for Jordan Love. You
Mhm.
didn't have Wicks, you didn't have this. What it is he learned the good stuff behind Rodgers
Sure.
to get better. That's what
Yep.
it was. He's learning how Rodgers plays and dissects the good of it.
Yep.
And that's what Rodgers did. He learned the good of Brett Favre and took out the turnovers.
Right. He learned the good of Brett Favre, and then
He got the turnovers back now this season, but you know what? He's on the Jets.
but he also, that's a homegrown team, right? I got you that
Packers are always a homegrown team.
okay, but I got it that the guys aren't the same guys
So I'm
that
just
were
pointing
there
out
with.
the fact that he still learned good stuff and schemes,
Sure. There's
and players, but even though the players are gone, he's still playing good level.
right, but as he's playing good level, but he's also got good players around him that they've brought in, right? But he's also learned how to play with those guys because they all came in together,
I
right?
mean, you're even seeing it with his backup, Malik Willis.
Yeah.
They're 3-0 when he plays.
Yeah.
Because again, he's learning from Love, who learned from Rodgers.
Right,
So
right.
when it is his turn and Love did the same thing. He played okay when he had to come in. At first, he was like, "Oh, this is gonna be horrible," but again, he hasn't got playing time. Malik Willis at least had playing time in Tennessee, so he was already starting
great playing time, but hey, it still was playing time.
Tennessee's not a great team, but Malik Willis had a starting, so he already started. So when he's coming as a backup, you got to realize he already had game time. He's just learning good system. He's learning good qualities behind Jordan Love.
Right.
Tennessee scored 16-14.
17. They kicked the extra point.
17.
But yeah, the NFL, you got your top teams, you got your middle teams, right?
I saw
like
68. I didn't know you could
like
say
right now, it's looking like the top two teams are the Lions and the Chiefs to beat.
Yeah. I don't think that the Lions could beat the Chiefs.
Now when they came back from 23-7 deficit like that and 30 picks,
I still don't
And
think
he threw 5 picks. They still came back
I
and won.
still don't think the Lions can beat the Chiefs.
What was great about that game is like Dan Campbell was on the sideline right when so Houston just started their drive, right?
Yeah.
First play of the second half, Dan Campbell's interviewing. He's like, when you get the turnovers, when you get this, Stroud threw an interception for like first play after.
Yeah.
While he's talking, Stroud threw an interception and he said, we need turnovers. And then boom, like literally 2 seconds later, threw a pick. But then 5 seconds later, another pick back to. I mean, at one point, it was like pick. It was bad.
Yeah.
Fumble this, fumble. I mean, it was a sloppy game in the second half. It got sloppier.
Sure.
And then that's when the Lions picked it up because they were able to, hey, you're going to give us the ball. We're finally going to not give it back to you and score. And they were scoring touchdowns.
Right.
Houston was scoring field goals.
Well, the reason I say Kansas City will beat Detroit is because they've been there. I think they've got the experience, the champs, the coach, the high level experience,
everybody, right? Because Dan Campbell hasn't been there.
Yeah,
the Lions' peer organization has never been there.
Right, never been there. They thought Matt Stafford was going to get him there, but he decided to leave and go to LA and win a championship.
And now Goff is trying to get them there.
But Goff is last week. We'll see how it continues. He's showing why he couldn't do it.
Right, he's
starting to show Goff again.
He's starting to show signs of cracking.
But another good team. But they have had bad games because
he got a brick salesman for a kicker.
But he shows signs of going back to his old self, and that's Minnesota.
Yeah,
they're a good team, but Darnold shows why he was not the one in the Jets.
Right. Well,
I think the Jets are the main reason why he's not the one in the Jets. But
Darnold's got they've got some offensive line injuries, don't they? That they're dealing with.
They just lost their right tackle for the year.
So they're
starting left.
But again, it's showing when he gets pressured, he makes the wrong decision.
Right, but he's also showing that the starting line was what he needed to be able to do the right
team to look out for who's right now is the 49ers because they had injuries. McCaffrey's back now. You got Debo. You got a full healthy San Francisco again. Watch out. This is what they were waiting for.
I think they need they'll go 1-2 over the next 3 weeks, and then I think they'll win out.
And then make the playoffs.
Right.
And that's all you need to do is make the playoffs.
And I think it'll be them and the Lions in the NFC Championship game.
Again?
Yes.
I'll see that, but I think Lions are going to beat them.
Yeah, because I think the Lions defense is going to be more than San Francisco can handle.
Oh, yeah.
But another shock, I think, is they're kind of coming back down now.
Yeah.
The Commanders.
Yeah.
They lost to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
But they're outplaying people than a second-year
they're
quarterback.
They're definitely playing over their expectations.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's what they're outplaying.
No one expected them to be where they're at now,
right.
especially with a rookie quarterback and a new head coach.
See, at the beginning of the season, when you think of the teams in the NFC East, the top two teams, everyone thought Philly and Dallas.
Yep.
Philly's there.
Yep.
Dallas is not.
Nope.
Dallas is on the bottom, and guess
And
who took
Washington and them switched.
Oh yeah,
Well, look, man, we won we won the conference last year.
The
Somebody
division?
else
Yeah,
has
so you're not going to win the
thing
division
is,
this year.
so we
everyone's
can't
Because
win
thinking-
this
what,
year.
2002 is the last time you've had the same
and
one?
everyone's
Yeah.
thinking is, oh, Caleb Williams gonna win Rookie of the Year. No, it's not.
Not so fast.
Jane
Yeah.
Daniels is. Jane Daniels is proving
Oh.
why
Say
Again,
rookie of the year or MVP?
Rookie of the Year.
Oh, okay.
He can't. Offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie.
He's not going to
Yeah.
win. It never was going to be him.
Oh yeah, no.
Maybe
Gonna-
in the beginning of the season you thought, but right,
Right.
now he's not even close to being
And
there.
Yeah,
Jane
it'll be
Daniels
Patrick
is
Mahomes.
moving and doing it with less on an offense. Washington didn't give him all the pieces like Chicago did.
You know who should
Yeah.
win it? The guy that got shot and's out there playing catching passes.
Huh, Ricky Pearsall.
He's doing pretty good.
Oh,
But he was
yeah,
a first
he
round
is.
pick though. So
You know what? I think if Cooper DeJean can break a couple loose and score some touchdowns on special teams, I think he'll be
Yeah,
in the
Defensive
running for a rookie of the year.
for defense, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Ricky, yeah.
But offense right now is Jaden Daniels and who else? Is there anyone close to Jaden Daniels in your mind?
Not really, no. Not-
Jaden Daniels is
The quarterback for
Quarterback
Washington.
for
Oh,
LSU.
He
Washington.
was
Oh,
number
yeah.
2 overall.
Yeah, yeah.
And I brought this. There's just a crazy stat comes to my mind. So you know how
You don't think
the
Bo
t-
Nix is up there?
Bo Nix can be up there, yes.
Yeah,
But I think between him and Jane Daniels, I'm a Broncos fan, but I keep it real. It's Jane Daniels.
You do, huh? How about you really talk into that mic? Just saying.
Okay, is this better? Anyways, so Jane Daniels. I mean, yes, Bo Nix have brought alive this Denver offense that was stagnant with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, but they're a middle of the road team still.
Yeah,
even
that's
with-
why
Hey,
Jane.
we're 5-5. That's
But that's
better
why-
than last year.
But
Fair,
that's why
fair.
Jaden Daniels is going to win because he's
Right.
taking this team in one.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And I don't think there's any running backs or receivers lighting up the league for rookies, is there?
No, not really. I mean, there's Tank Bigsby in Jacksonville.
Again, we have to think about it.
Yeah.
If there was people lighting it up, we would have their names on the top of our head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's Jaden Daniels.
I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr., but
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. looks good, but
but
I
is
don't
he
think
making a
he's
lot of consistent plays?
No, but he's also
No.
not. His team's not exactly
Great.
right.
But again, if he's making a lot of big plays where he's getting 150 plus yards a game or 100 yards per game plus, and he was doing it every game, he'd be in the conversation. 'Cause the
Right.
receiver need-
Right.
If you get 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, say every game,
Yeah.
or just about every game, you're getting at least 100 yards.
That's a Hall of Fame
See-
season.
But I'm saying if you're getting 100
But yeah, I
yards
follow
for a
what you're saying,
receiver,
right?
see, another big surprise this year was the Pittsburgh. No one expected them to come on a year after firing Matt Canada, getting a new OC, and being what 7-2.
Right.
I think they only lost 2.
Goodness.
But no one
yeah.
thought that when we saw what Pittsburgh was doing with Justin Fields, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna bring back Russell Wilson. Everyone, we were like, oh, should you? Because Justin Fields is playing great. Russell Wilson come out there is like, here, hold my beer, and he's played even better
Oh yeah.
But why did they bench Fields?
because Russell's the starter.
Is he?
And Justin Fields said
You-
himself he
why
wasn't
didn't
playing
he-
good enough.
Because
Be a
you
starter.
can't. I think the main reason is, and they're not giving him money. Denver is,
Yeah.
so it's not like they're gonna lose money on him.
Yeah, fair.
Also, I think it's just a 1-year contract.
What, for Russell?
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to get your money out of him. But I think it's also a chance for Justin Fields to get
Some experience.
to sit behind a veteran quarterback and see how he handles
Yes.
the team.
Another reason I think they made that call is because you still look at it and go, if Justin Fields doing this, Russell can be better,
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Because he's supposed to be better. Because what you've seen in Chicago, what you've seen in Denver, at least the end of Denver, is Russell has a better track record, even with Seattle.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
know he could play better,
And,
and he
Right.
came out. He's
to be fair,
comeback player of the year to me.
Right.
Justin Fields is a younger version of Russell Wilson. So if you let him go in free agency and you can pay Justin Fields, I think he still has 1 year on his contract, you can still have him for your franchise quarterback.
Yeah, and I think, because I think if after this
proven that
season,
he
I think
can be a
after the
franchise
season they
quarterback.
have to pay Russell a lot of money
Yeah.
because I don't think he's getting it from Denver again.
Yeah. And I think, and this year, I think Fields have proven that he can get like a 1-year deal and maybe prove that he can be a franchise quarterback.
Right. Right.
But so when we're talking about coaches being fired, real quick, don't want to touch this before we move on too.
Didn't the Saints fire their head coach?
Stephon Dennis Allen.
They
and
did.
their special teams coordinator is now the interim head coach.
Wow. That's a jump.
Brian Dabble, though, I think he's gone.
Brian Dabo?
He's gone.
Oh, but I mean, the Giants have been good a while.
His first season they were okay, and then
Sure.
downhill.
Darren Rizzi is the interim head coach.
Oh,
of the Saints.
he's
Okay.
gonna, he's gonna rizz him up, huh?
Yeah.
Boo.
But other than that, I don't see a lot of anymore because you already had the Jets fire their coach. You already had Carolina, right? Didn't they just fire?
No, there only been 2 firings.
No, that was the Steve Wilkos. We're talking about him. Steve Wilkes, not Wilkos. Yeah, him and Saints.
Yeah, Dennis Allen and Robert Saleh has all been fired.
Right.
Then
So we
I've been
said,
any other firings.
which will be Eberflus, Ryan Dabble. and
Yeah, I used to
gotta
think
be somebody else.
Chicago and Giants are may make a change. Maybe Jacksonville.
I wish Dallas.
Yes, but not.
Mike
gonna
McCarthy's
happen.
got like 7 more years left.
Probably.
7. I give it 10.
No.
They last 8 to 10.
They only
years.
go 8 to 10 years. That's all they get. And he's only been there for 3 or 4.
Yeah, so he's got like another.
Yeah.
He's got another 3 or 4 more years before they're like, you know what?
Right.
maybe we
But
should
they
get
started
somebody
even
else.
considering to let him go. I think that
One can only
Arizona
hope.
Arizona should let their head coach go.
They might, if they start faltering out, they will.
Yeah. It's funny that Arizona's been a crap team all year, and then all of a sudden they play San Francisco and they start playing well, and it's like, what is going on with
This
this
is the
team?
division games they always play.
Yeah,
The
that's
division
true.
very well.
Yeah.
Another coach I can see iffy. I don't know why I would even think iffy, but
Yeah.
I still think that if Tampa Bay doesn't do well, eventually they'll look at getting rid of Bowles.
Yeah, I think they're going to give him a little more time. I mean, they know they don't have a quarterback in there that he can really. But that was last year. He's
Again,
not.
But the owner's going to look at it because Baker did great last year. That's what these owners do now. They is like you're the problem, and don't look at the track record of some of the players they got.
Right. And Baker Mayfield's. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't like it. I think that Bowles needs more time to really put his team together.
But
because
But then you look at his track record with the Jets. And, well, there you
agreed.
go.
But the Jets have never put a team together. Well, I don't think ever, right? Except for back in Super Bowl II. That's the last time they had a good team.
I think a lot of these people, again, I'm always big on you got to look at the coach, sure, but you also
Sure.
got to look at the personnel the GM's
Right.
bringing in.
Right. No,
And
absolutely.
if the GM's not bringing in the right personnel, maybe you look at the GM. But
Yeah.
again, if you fire the GM's going to come in and probably fire the coach because it's not his guy.
Right.
He's going
Well.
to evaluate what did Todd Bowles see. If I was the GM and not coming in, right, I'm looking at my head coach. Okay, what did you do the 2 or 3 seasons you're here?
Sure.
Okay, you start getting worse. Okay, what was your track record at your other head coaching job? Not good. You're fired. I want somebody else.
I would also look at what your players did.
But
right?
if you look at Todd Bowles and go, okay, you did okay in New York.
Yeah.
I think you can get it better here. I'm going to keep you. But if you have a track record of going down, like Urban Meyer,
Here's my thing, right? If your head coach was an OC before and you have a good offense and a bad defense, you just can't keep up, I'm probably going to keep him around because offensively he's doing what you would expect, right? I would try and figure out defensively what can we do to shore up the defense. If your coach used to be a DC and your defense is solid, great. If they're struggling, let him go, right? Because he should be able to mentor the defensive coordinator in such a way that you have a solid defense. If your offense, if you don't
head
have an
coaches
offense.
just have horrible jobs because if you're a defensive guy,
Agreed.
they're like, oh, you need to be fired because the offense need to be better.
Right.
Okay, well then you fire him, then your defense gets worse because now you don't have a defensive minded guy.
Right.
Same thing with the Jets and having Robert
It's
Saleh.
it's lose.
Right.
Now I was trying to see what he's trying to do, and he's looking about the race and not race. Another thing I want to bring in is for coaches, right? When
Yeah.
you look at coaches, and I was telling you this, and I said Urban Meyer.
Okay.
I don't think Urban Meyer is a great NCAA coach. Look at what he's done when he left. The teams failed. Why? The people you won a championship with, you didn't recruit.
See, I didn't know that. I thought Urban Meyer won 5
Tebow,
years.
he didn't recruit.
Huh?
Tebow, he didn't go out and recruit.
Yeah, but-
Tebow was already coming. Now, yes, he coached those recruits up, but he can't recruit. That's why when he left Ohio State, why has Ryan Day not been able to do nothing?
Right.
Because Urban Meyer can't recruit. Urban Meyer's not a good coach, but not a good college coach because he couldn't recruit. That's why when he went to the NFL, he fluntered because he can coach the young guys up.
Fluntered?
Flunked.
I said fluntered, but I meant to say flunked, and then I wanted to say faltered, and it just
He
came out
shit
fluntered.
the bed.
Hey, you do it all the time, okay?
Damn. Look, kids.
First
All right.
off, how do you know?
All right, kids.
First of
Settle
all, I
down.
see you go all the time. Second of all, Urban Meyer
Fluntered.
he
Got it.
fluntered. He flunked and failed as a mentor for because he can't coach. He can mentor young guys and bring them up.
Right.
But again, who got brought into where he was at?
Right.
High prospects, high because of where they was. Florida at the time was doing okay. So of course Tebow and all them, and then Ohio State's Ohio State.
Right. It's kind of
He
like
goes-
Gruden.
He goes exactly. Gruden coached
Georgia
a good Tony Dungy led team, and
Right.
all he did was like, "Hey, I'm going to keep it up a little bit."
17-17.
Which I wanted to mention this, by the way. This was probably the one on the. This was where College Game Day was Tennessee, Georgia.
Yeah.
We're gonna switch NFL, by the way, or NCAA. If no one has anything else on the
Anybody got any
NFL.
questions about the NFL? Anything we've talked about, or any of the teams that got any statements? Miami sucks. All right, got it.
Going
Let's
once,
go.
going twice.
Is that what
Sold.
somebody said, Miami?
No, I said that for Jason's benefit.
Well, he's gonna hate on the Cowboys probably. So
It's fine. Cowboys suck. I got it.
they
I know
deserve to be hated on, right?
they do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Until Mike McCarthy gets fired or Dak Prescott starts winning. And we
No,
know
until
that.
Jerry Jones brings in a
if you want to see your
GM.
Dallas Cowboys
Or
win a
quit.
Super Bowl, all you have to do is play Madden.
No, you don't. You have to break out a VHS recorder. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, break out a VHS step player and a VHS step in 95.
96. Thank you.
So, but NCAA, the Tennessee Georgia game,
Woohoo.
17-17,
19
right?
years since you won one.
That has. It's been
18, 19.
no. It's been like 28 years since we won something.
Oh,
You
yeah.
weren't alive last time they won. It was in
No.
the 90s, man.
Yeah, it was 96.
18, 19 years. That's still 2000.
Yeah, it was the 95-96 season was when we won our
Yeah, it
last
would be
Super Bowl.
28 years.
95, 96. That
And-
means in 1996,
and again-
I was 6 when they won.
Yeah, let's talk
I
about
wasn't even existed.
let's talk about another team or another coach who inherited a team that he didn't put together because that was still leftovers from Jimmy Johnson. Man, that
Barry
dude.
Switzer?
Yeah, Barry Switzer. Yeah, he wanted Oklahoma because he played Osborne's teams. He utilized Osborne's teams, and then he comes to Dallas and gets lucky and wins a Super Bowl with Jimmy Johnson's teams. It's like, come on,
There's coaches that inherit stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about that. There's coaches that inherit stuff. Like someone inherited a great quarterback who decided to work hard. Bill Belichick.
yeah,
Nothing after that. He inherited a quarterback who knows, hey, I can win if I take a pay cut.
yeah.
And
Well-
then you got teams like Andy Reid who built up Philly
Mhm.
and then went to Kansas City, who was nothing, and built them up with Alex Smith,
Yeah,
who people thought couldn't win.
Right.
And then, of course, Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes. That's talent. That's not just teaching.
That's
Yep.
God's given gift.
But again, he coaches that team and leads that team. That's why I think Andy Reid's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Right.
yeah. His coaching tree will be solid, or should be.
Just like Jimmy Johnson, I think is one of a great coaches of all time.
Yeah.
He didn't get the love that he deserved
No.
because
It
Mr.
Took him a long time
Egotistical
to
over
get
here.
into
Yeah.
the Hall of Fame.
Because Jerry Jones is an egomaniac. All right, so moving on to the NCAA.
Yeah, so Tennessee, Georgia, 17-17. That's where College Game Day was. I want to talk about this real quick because they did that kick, that dude for money.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I showed you
Yeah.
at the good Lord. This dude they said it right there too. This guy needs to be signed by a team. This dude, it would have been good for 50 straight down the middle. Didn't do the little walk back. He started away there, and Pat's like, oh, he's a soccer player. He can see it. It was supposed to be for $400,000, $200 for hurricane relief, $200 for him, and I don't know if it was his girlfriend that had to split it. And he goes, you know what? I don't care if they chain it or nothing. One kick, I'll double the money. $800,000, $400 for relief, $200 for both of you. Right down up 50 plus yards could have been good. Right down the middle.
Yeah.
As soon as he kicked the ball, they all cheered. Pat McAfee and everything, and Herb Street jumped up because you knew once it kicked off the directory, unless some crazy hurricane wind came by, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Patty he's a nut, man.
Oh,
He is an absolute nut. I was watching him got me with a oh, what was it? He got me with a thumbnail on YouTube. I was watching about the Chiefs in there. Did you see the one with the Chiefs in there where they blocked the field goal against whoever it was they were playing? I want to say
Denver.
Denver.
Yeah.
That was they got me with that one, man. I was like, ooh. He made it sound like that the Chiefs were dirty. And he goes in, he's like, watch this and this is perfect form and this and that. And I'm like, that dude didn't even get his head up before they're on top of him. And I thought he was going to say that, that they jumped the line and that refs didn't call it. But
people think that they did.
Yeah, but it was clean. He showed how clean it was. So
But,
it's just one of those things. It's like, damn it, I got my clickbait again. But anyway, yeah, he and Pat McAfee's a nut, man. Him and his picks on
or his belt right here. I mean, so
yeah.
Cody Rhodes was the guest picker for the WWE Undisputed or the WWE champion because they're in Georgia. He grew up down the road.
Yep.
And it's funny because Kurt Herbstreit was like the belt right there. And I was like, wait, can you say belt? And Cody's like, yeah, we can say belt now because Vince didn't like the word belt. And Pat goes, that's not a belt. All right, that's a championship title. You can't go to Macy's and buy that belt. It doesn't hold your pants up like this belt does. You got to earn that. He's going off about it. He's like standing up and he's like this. And Cody's just laughing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's Pat.
Yeah.
Like, because of WWE, he's like, yep, that's Pat.
Yeah, the dude's a nut, man.
And then his picks, he's doing the picks and then the big game and stuff. And he starts singing, oh, Rocky Top. He always in whatever he goes, but Rocky Top, can't you see? And then he goes, who's that coming down the track? And he had all the Tennessee fans singing. And then he's like, not so fast. And he had Georgia. He picked Georgia.
Not so fast, midgets.
Yeah, he probably called a couple of the midgets.
Probably. But Wisconsin is in the red zone against Oregon, up 10-6. They're on the Oregon 6, 3rd and goal.
Third quarter?
Yes, it is. Third quarter.
Okay, because I know we haven't had an update in a while, so I figured by then it would be the third quarter.
Yeah.
How much time left in the third?
Looks like about 7 minutes.
Okay, so about halfway through. Yeah, right now, I'm going to say right this, and Oregon's probably going to come back and win because that's what Wisconsin does.
I mean,
no, Carl, Jake's awake.
I'm awake. I was just looking through the scoreboard and just seeing what other scores.
Yeah, he's looking at scores.
But Wisconsin's probably going to lose this game.
Oh, yeah.
But I can tell you right now, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
If you could play like this the last 2 games of the season, you're going to finish out with 7 wins. You're going to go to a bowl game, and you look good for next season.
Wisconsin with a false start, so they're now 3rd and goal in the Oregon 11.
So it looks like a field goal.
Yeah, most likely.
But again, Oregon's going to have those games where you falter because you're number 1 and you're
you got an upset, bro.
Maybe you're looking the next week or something. Something. Wisconsin's
not talking about the Wisconsin game.
You're not talking about Wisconsin?
No, 16 Kansas State is down to 24-6, down to Arizona State.
Oh, wow.
But Arizona State's no pushover.
Oh, no, they're not.
No, but they shouldn't be beating.
Not this year. But you know who coached Arizona State and didn't last very long?
Who's that?
Herm Edwards.
Oh, wow.
You play to win the game.
Right.
A couple of years ago, Herm Edwards was there and everyone loved it because he coached an NFL team. He's going to come down and be great. And he can't recruit because that's not what coaches do in the NFL.
Right.
I think recruiting killed him.
Right.
Possibly. You would think that
you play to win the game.
Yeah.
Texas A&M's up 24-0 New Mexico State. Everyone knew that was coming.
Ooh, New Mexico State's losing to Texas A&M. Who would have thought? But no. So in college football, we did have a big upset.
Mm-hmm.
Florida beating LSU.
Florida beat LSU. Yeah.
Now is it big? Yes. Is it super big? No, because
it's a rivalry game.
It's a rivalry game. Exactly. They always play each other tough.
Yep.
A big upset would be if Kansas came out and beat Colorado.
Yeah. If Texas would have beat Tulane.
Well, that's next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, who does Kansas play this week then? BYU.
BYU. Yeah. Texas.
That's one you should worry about because Kansas just beat Iowa State last week.
Yeah. Texas beat Arkansas.
Everyone's
by
sleeping on Kansas.
2010.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like big coming out of the thing,
Not
but
much.
they had roughs. They tripped out the starting line, but I think they're going to pretty strong this year.
But Texas beat Arkansas, you said?
Yeah, they beat them by 20-10. They should have beat them by 35.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a game that they should have won a lot more.
Yeah, they're probably gonna they'll probably drop in the standings with that one because right now they're number 3.
Depends.
Well, it depends on what the others do around them, but I
If
think
Oregon lose,
wait, is that what he wears the pants?
Huh?
Is that what he wears the pants?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
Hey man, you don't have to go to the bathroom as much.
Exactly. I wear while I'm on the air.
That's what race car I was wearing.
But yeah, it depends because I don't think Indiana played.
No, I don't think Indiana plays today.
No. speaking of Indiana, they just assigned their coach Kirk Kennedy to a 8-year extension.
$72 million, $9 million a year. Indiana's playing
10 years.
football coach.
8 or 10.
8-year deal for
8 year?
for $72 million. And they mentioned this on the thing. Indiana's paying a football coach $9 million a year
That's insane.
because he comes in, best start Indiana's ever had.
Yeah.
I mean, best start for I think it's one of the best starts for a head coach in their program for the first time.
Best
in a
turnaround
while.
the program ever had.
A program, not any their program. I think any program.
Oh yeah.
You go from a laughing stock in football to next week against Ohio State, you have a chance.
You're talking about a guy who coached at a no-name D2 school at IUP, then coached at Elon, then went to coach.
Shout out Elon over there in North Carolina.
Then went to coach James Madison and coached them pretty good in the FCS. Then coached them when they transferred from the FCS to the FBS level,
and had them undefeated almost. I think at James Madison, where they should have won the conference, but they can't win the conference because you can't go for a conference title and you can't go for postseason
within the first 2 years, which James Madison can go now since it's their third year.
Yeah, but they're not doing as good. They're still doing good, but I don't think they're doing as good.
Doing as good.
Yeah, because that was the big thing. It's like, why do you need a 2-year probation period when you're going out there dominating your conference and being undefeated? A 2-year probation period kind of sounds.
They just beat Old Dominion today.
Yeah, 8-2. I mean, but they've been doing this for the last couple of
So
years.
you're talking about a guy that took one of the most unconventional approaches when it comes to head coaching. Like, because he was under, I'll look up his where he coached before he went head coaching. Like, you talk about a guy that took the most unconventional way. Like, he played quarterback at West Virginia. Then he started his coaching career at Pittsburgh. Then Davidson as a QB receiver. Then Rice as QB. Then Temple QB. Then Pittsburgh. Then NC State. Then Alabama receiver and RC. And that was during the early Saban days.
Okay.
2007 to 2010. That's when he was at Alabama.
So he's part of the Saban coaching tree then.
Yes,
Yeah.
essentially yes. And then he decided to leave D1 to go head coach, to finally get a head coaching job at IUP, which stands for the Crimson Hawks.
Indiana
University of Pennsylvania. Yeah, D2 level. He coached there from 2011 to 2016. Then he went to coach at Elon for 2 seasons, a season, 2017 to 2018. Then he coached from the Dukes.
James Madison. But yeah, so college football, though, do you think Indiana is going to – I think Indiana's going to go to the Big Ten Championship.
Yes. I think they might win.
Do you think – now, again, they have to beat Ohio State next week.
Oh, yeah, they have to.
So I think it could be Indiana versus Oregon.
Oh, yeah. Do I think Ohio State is a good team this year? Yeah, they've always been a decent team.
They struggled early. Now they came back and won, but they struggled early against Northwestern.
Yeah.
You can't struggle early against good teams.
But I think
You're going to face Indiana. You're going to face Oregon. You're going to struggle early.
I think
You're going to lose. And Ohio State lost to Oregon. That's why Indiana has to beat Ohio State. If Indiana beats Ohio State, even with this loss with Oregon, and one, say Indiana falters one more game, but not Ohio State, they're going to go because they both have the tiebreaker over Ohio State.
Right,
yes.
right.
And I think Ohio State is hitting like a wall because of they're don't have these talented QBs like they recruited over the years, because now they had to hit the transfer portal and got some guy from Kansas State.
I'm glad someone brought the transfer portal up.
Oh, here we go.
You so this dude who's committed to, I think it was LSU or somewhere, but they're like, the biggest thing is he's going to turn down Michigan's offer. He shared it. He's turning down Michigan's offer of a $10.1 million NIL deal. I told that to Mr. Google and he just shook his head. How do we go from, and I understand this is what football is now, but how do we, and this is why I think Nick Saban left.
Yeah.
How do we go from, okay, athletes should get paid? And I've never been the one to go, no, they shouldn't. Because if you're honing your craft, you're practicing, especially D1 and your star. You're practicing hitting the weights, doing this, and then you got to do your schoolwork on top to stay eligible.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to get a job. So yes, you should get $300, $400, $500 a week or whatever to pay for your food, or a meal card should be part of your scholarship, so you can eat at on-campus food. And on-campus food has some of them had 24-hour McDonald's in this. Now since COVID, okay, maybe you go to give them $500 so they go to the grocery store.
Just lost
but
their
they
third game.
Okay, Winnipeg just lost
5-0.
So, but you got toiletries you need to get. You got clothes you need to get. So yes, you shouldn't have to work to get the money. Granted, that should be something given. They should give you a cell phone with a plan, maybe, so that way you can keep on track of stuff. Because you shouldn't have the, hey, I need, because some of them come from nothing, so not their parents can't pay for them on this stuff. So some people should be able to get a phone. But how do we go from that to here? Let me give you $10 million.
Yeah.
It's completely outrageous, right?
And
I understand
the
the whole.
Saban left is,
Sorry, good.
I mean, the reason Saban left is because he couldn't keep up with the NIL.
He couldn't keep up. He didn't want to. He doesn't want you to choose him because we're giving you the money. He wants you to choose him because you want the program. You want his discipline.
Right.
Because if you're making $12 million for your NIL deal, you can just be like, well, I'm going to transfer somewhere else who's going to pay this money because I don't want to deal with you, Nick Saban, who works us too hard. Maybe that's why he had people want to transfer and can make money somewhere else the same amount, because they don't want to put in the hard work that Nick Saban wants you to do. Because Nick Saban has that, we don't make mistakes. We're the next game. We don't. Oh, we're playing Auburn next week. I don't care if we're playing Mercer this week. We're preparing for Mercer.
Yeah.
Alabama pass would be beating Mercer by 50 points in the second quarter because we're preparing for this team. We take it one game at a time. I'm hard on you.
Yeah.
So maybe they want to transfer because, hey, I can make money, but I don't have to work as hard as football.
Right.
And you brought up a good point about then they should take the scholarships away, have their NIL pay for it.
Yep. Yeah, they shouldn't get a scholarship.
$10.5 million, you're going to have $10.4 million after you pay for your college.
Right. There should be no scholarships any longer for if you're pulling NIL money. There shouldn't be any scholarships for college football, basketball, any of that, because they're all getting NIL because they're so.
Except for hockey, maybe, and bait.
No, they all get it because it's all about their image and likeness.
Hockey might only get you $200 a year.
Who cares? It's still money, right? If the scholarship should go away, especially if you're going to give them that level of money. Now, if you were giving them like 30, 40 grand a year plus scholarship, I can follow that, right? Because that way,
because they don't have $30,000, $40,000 worth of bills.
I don't care if they have $30,000, $40,000 worth of bills. You're not paying them for their bills. You're paying them for their likeness, right? They're not being, their likeness isn't super popular. So why am I giving them that much money?
Well, what likeness were they being paid for?
What's that?
Where were they being paid for their likeness?
That's why we didn't have any college football games for so long with players on them.
College football. Okay, then you get then college players get a part of the sales. They do that, and they get a copy of the game. Here's the thing: basketball's not getting it, and guess what? You can't buy a jersey with the person's name on it. You buy a jersey with the number, so therefore you do not own the number. Therefore, it's not your likeness. Because I can say I got number 6 because I like the guy from the past, not you. So therefore, there is no likeness. So therefore, they don't deserve $40,000. Now, if you're going to start putting their name on the jerseys, then you give them $40,000.
So argue it how you want.
No, I'm just saying.
I know. A judge has said that their image and likeness is being used, and they must be compensated for that.
Colt McCoy in the college football game was black and short or tall and not white, but that's his likeness.
Regardless, right? Well, that's why he was that way, because they didn't have NIL back then. They didn't have image and likeness.
They made him completely different, but yet
because they had
to. Me, because it's my number.
Sure, but
it's not your number because I can't buy a jersey with your name on it.
Again, they couldn't use his image and likeness back then because they didn't have this contract in place.
Right, and they still can't buy jerseys with the names on it. You could go put someone's name on it, but you can't sell college jerseys still with their name on it because they can't get a part of those sales yet. The NIL is, hey, we're going to use your name and image and likeness on our car dealership for $10 million. We're going to use you to sponsor Subway, our local Subway.
Right.
That's what it is for now.
And most of that comes from the boosters.
Yeah.
Boosters and alumni. Right.
Now, eventually, I think you're going to have it to where you could buy jerseys with their names on it and stuff.
Right.
And it's going to become basically the NFL developmental league.
The old system is completely out of control, right?
Oh,
Because I should not be paying a college football quarterback what I'm paying comparable money to an NFL quarterback.
Or a backup quarterback.
well,
Should not, period.
Prices are going to just
Yeah.
get ridiculous with going to a game because
Well,
they're going to need the money
sure.
to put into that. And it's already doing it at the high school level. Someone I know at the high school level was going to go to a state game for football or whatever for their kid. It's $100 for them to get a ticket
Yeah, but
to a high school football. $100.
imagine what this is going to do to the NFL market, right? You've got a college football player, quarterback. We'll just go with a quarterback who's getting, say, $24 million. That's 10% of the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to want that. The NFL guys are going to want to get more money
They're going to
than
want to get double at least.
Right.
So the minimum guy that's
so you're
mediocre,
starting
your Daniel Jones getting 40
right
40 million a year. Now is going to get 50 million
over
a
the
year.
next 3 to 5 years. That 240 is going to double, and you're going to be having $500,000 quarterbacks, which is
Mhm.
completely outrageous for the NBA or NFL.
And what's going to happen is you're going to have to up the cap space.
Yep.
And when you up the cap
gotta-
space, you're going to up the jersey prices. You're going to
Yep.
up the games.
Yep.
And
You're
now
going to
the
price
common
most
folk like
normal
us who
people
can-
out of the games.
You got people like us who can now probably afford a game,
right,
not being able to afford a game.
right.
Oh,
And imagine what the Sunday ticket's going to do.
It's already
Sunday-
$100 a dang month.
Just about, yeah, and it's going to go to $1,000
It's
for
like
the season.
over 100 with the fees.
It's going to go to $1,000 for the season. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen. If that's what
for a month for 4 months,
if
'cause you
this-
get paid for 4 months.
if they keep pushing like this, that's what's going to happen because you're going to have in the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to have the first $100 million college player
And when
if
you're
they
gonna-
don't get this under control.
when you have the collective bargaining agreement in a few more years,
Yeah,
guess what? They're gonna ask more money from the TV people, and the TV people are just gonna ask more money from you.
Oh yeah.
yep. And
Not
it's
Fox or anything, but whoever it has to do with the Sunday ticket. Since it just happened, it's gonna be a while before.
I agree. It's going to take time, but
Well, no, for them because they just got the deal last year, so it's
Right.
I think it's like a 5-year deal,
sure,
8-year deal, something like that. So after that deal, though, it's gonna jump up, like you said.
right.
Mhm.
And I don't think these kids play good enough football to warrant that level of money, right?
The transfer portal is like, oh, I can make more money. I can make more money here.
Right.
Here's the part where the transfer portal doesn't work. DJU from Florida State,
DJ, you need to get a job.
dude from lighted up in Oregon State, went to Florida State, and you don't even hear about them.
Look at Archie Manning making $10 million to sit on the bench.
Right. And rumors is
Hey,
he's trying to go
that's
some.
backup quarterback money, man.
Well, the rumor is he's supposedly looking at the transfer portal, but why? I think
Yeah.
when Ewers is going out next year.
Yeah, yeah. Why would you do that?
So you're starting next year,
Yeah, but it also look what does
unless like Oklahoma's giving you more money.
sure, but what is what does Texas's line look like? Are they going to lose a bunch of guys next year because of guys going to the NFL, graduating
I don't
out?
know if they're going to lose a bunch of guys, but they might lose a deep. But again, you got to look at receivers. You got to look at everything else. If you're losing the guys that you like, okay, I don't want to be with you.
Right.
But I think Texas is going to be okay, even if they lost the people, because
Right.
they're at the position now where we got the NIL money, we got a good coach, we got a good system because it's Saban's coaching line, Stark. And I think they can still reload like Saban does. But yeah, another team that's dropped because of all this, Clemson.
Yeah.
They used to be top 5 all time, and Dabo doesn't like the transfer portal. He don't mind if his players transfer. He's not going to go on the transfer portal. He's going to go to recruiting.
Well, what's going to happen is you're going to
He starts doing the NIL, but he doesn't like getting people from the transfer portal.
right, but you're going to attrite all these older guys out who are used to non-transfer portal stuff, and then you're going to have guys who only know the transfer
And
portal.
you're going to see a shift in college football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alabama right now are here, and now they're
Right.
falling
Well-
because Caleb DeBoer is like, it's okay, guys. Nick Saban doesn't say it's okay. Nick Saban said, okay, cool. You won by 10. We should have won by 25.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now
I-
we're going to go harder. It's this different culture, right?
I think guys are going to chase money, which is going to destroy the NCAA football.
And you're not going to have seasons, I think, anymore where Oregon's going to be number 1 for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
Sure.
years.
But you also don't have
Texas is not going to be number one for 5-6.
right, and
Alabama, because,
you don't have
again,
10-year
transfer portals.
you don't have 10+ year careers in college. You've only got 4 years. You got to make it count quick.
Unless your Cam Rising has an 8-year.
Well, sure, but yeah, 1 out of
Well, that's
11
11
million?
million because you remember a lot of the people that were around for COVID 4 years ago,
yeah.
they got an extra year of eligibility.
There was one guy that was there for 10 years.
Yeah, because you got an extra year of
Oh, yeah.
eligibility.
Yeah, I know. Also,
Right.
If you-
injuries.
Right. So, but those people that are getting injured all the time, like Cam Rising, yeah, he makes a difference, but he's going to stop making a difference eventually because he keeps getting injured.
right.
Oh, yeah.
But the transfer portal is the worst thing that ever happened to the NCAA football.
NIL and transfer, because now it's like, okay, what I'm saying is like you're not gonna have the Georgias in this where they're up there so long because it's based on recruiting. It's okay, I
Right.
recruited you, and now okay, well I didn't start this year, but now I'm making 10 here, but I can be 15 million here. I'm gonna go over there instead.
Right. Exactly.
And then that person's gonna be better.
Right.
And then that person's gonna be better. But then the following season, now those teams are still making the playoffs,
Mhm.
but they're not
Right.
number one. Now
Yeah.
Wisconsin gets number one because they could pay their
Right.
or,
Right.
or Michigan's back to number one because they could pay their people.
Sure.
Indiana could pay their people. Clemson doesn't want to do that, so they're going to stay in the top 25 because he can at least recruit. But then they play well, and now
But you're going to recruit based on NIL soon.
he's good. Well, no, he still recruits with NIL because I think he's given some NIL money. Like he's okay with the NIL.
Right.
It's just he doesn't want to get his people from transfer portal. Well, if he's only going to pay you $5 million, you go out and play great. Now
Right.
you know you can make more money, and you're going to get offered more money in Georgia. You're going to go to Georgia. You're going to leave
Right.
Clemson and go to Georgia.
Oregon's in the red zone against Wisconsin.
I mean, I get that college players wants to make money, but this is kind of like you said, it's kind of getting out of hand. Like, oh, I want this many. I want millions. But
It's just out of hand with how many people are transferred. It's hard
Oh,
to keep
yeah.
up. It's worse than NFL
it's
free agency.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Well, because the requirements for it are way different.
And people
Oh,
have decommitted recently. And like I know
I mean-
Wisconsin's got a top star quarterback looking there because he decommitted from a team.
I
I think it was
think
Michigan. It's like, are they offering more money? Did Michigan fall
Right.
through? I think it fell through on the NIL money, so now he doesn't want to play there.
Yeah.
okay, if this is my opinion. I think when they first came out with the NIL, I think they should have came out with requirements saying that, oh, okay, college players can get paid, but this is the max amount they can get paid and stuff like that. Put like caps on it, like the NFL does. with
Touchdown
salary-
Oregon, by the way, 13-13.
like the NFL does with salary caps. Put a cap on how much they can get paid for NIL. Like put requirements to it, not just like, oh, okay, you pay NIL.
Well, no, I agree with you 100%. Right. That's exactly what they need to do. But if they don't,
it's gonna get out
it's
of
just
hand.
it's already, in my opinion, it's already out of hand.
Yeah,
Right.
it's gonna get more out of hand, and it's gonna destroy NCAA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're gonna eventually get a college that can't pay, and they're gonna go bankrupt.
Mhm.
And
Eventually.
Well, the
they're gonna-
colleges aren't playing it in the first place, right?
No, it's not colleges. It's the alumni and the boosters.
Yeah, the
Oh,
alumni and boosters are paying it.
And they don't go bankrupt
What
because
if-
you got the rich people.
What if
surprised-
these-
I'm
what if-
surprised Arkansas
What if a
doesn't do
college
good.
runs out of boosters and alumni they can't pay?
They won't.
Hey,
Then they'll go out.
You
to
think
get it from a
Arkansas is
local
going to run out of
business.
alumni and boosters?
Huh?
You think Arkansas is going to run out of money from alumni and boosters?
It's just
Do you know who one of the number one alumni is? Jerry Jones.
Fair enough.
He ain't going to run out of money for them people, but he ain't going to pay them people because he's got to pay his team.
excuse me.
Don't do it that way. Come on. Just take it like a man. But I mean, I think that's enough.
All right, picks. Let's go to our pick or the guys' picks.
Let's go to our picks. Enough NCAA.
I know I don't have any picks.
So right now for our picks, all of our games were done. So right now for our picks league, Jake is at 34-35. Carl is 41-29, and I am 42-28.
What am I?
Jake, it's not looking good. You're
34-35.
just under 500. It's putting you in punishment territory, pretty strong punishment territory. Which I'm gonna have to think of something creative, but not humiliating.
Well, I thought we were gonna do like a wheel of punishment.
We are.
By the way, no, I lied to you. It's 35-35.
Okay, so you're straight up 500,
Hey,
I forgot to add the
but
last
you're
one,
7
too.
games back from number 2.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I think I forgot to add the Liberty game for you.
Oh yeah. Of all games,
Hey, they won barely, but hey,
They
they
did.
still won.
Go
Because
Bells.
I'm looking and I'm like, wait a minute, how do I have
Go
70?
Flames.
You have 70, but you had 69. I'm
But
like, how
their
do you?
logo's a bird down next week.
Of course, it's their Phoenix.
Why is it from the flame?
All right.
So-
Iowa State just scored. They're up 17-10 over Cincinnati.
Okay.
I know we're not tracking that game, but I'm tracking it because we live in Iowa.
Exactly. And I don't think the Hawkeyes played today.
No.
It
It probably is, but I mean, if
We
you,
just said for Flames, the Phoenix would make sense.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do real quick our NFL picks, just real quick. Cincinnati versus LA Chargers. We all pick Cincinnati. Main reason for me is Cincinnati's had the record doesn't show, but they've had close games.
Oh yeah.
You see win loss, not how they played.
Yeah.
Next one, Houston and Dallas.
No brainer.
Do we need a reason? I mean, first of all, Dak Prescott's not playing. I'm not picking Dallas. Cooper Rush.
Sorry,
I
Bill.
saw that game, and he was not throwing very accurate. Trey Lance came in, didn't do any better.
Trey Lance came in heavily recommended, and he sucks balls.
Well, he came in heavily recommended because he did decent in
Looked like a sped naked. Then you had to wear a
49ers,
helmet.
I guess.
Yeah, well, he likes to throw the ball to other people, not Cowboys.
Oh, the other team.
Right.
He's got a colorblind issue. Thought they were on the wrong team.
Yeah.
He
There
didn't
we
know
go.
what
got
color-
that Jameis
he didn't know what
Winston
color
issue.
jersey they were.
Right.
He's got that Jameis Winston issue, huh?
And then we have Pittsburgh versus Cleveland. We all pick Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
the NFL primetime games are not the greatest this year.
Who's throwing in Cleveland right now?
Jameis Winston.
That's right, Jameis Winston.
I think they give him a better chance,
Yeah.
but I think Russell Wilson's just doing better in that Steelers defense. This
Yeah.
is why I call it steel curtain, and it's not velvet.
That's why they called it Steel Curtain in the past. I don't know
Wilson,
now.
J.J. Watt. Should we-
TJ Watt.
Okay.
Huh?
TJ.
TJ. I know. Okay, I'm still thinking JJ.
Yeah, I
okay.
know, but JJ's doing.
Why do you still? It's the same damn initial, but just one instead of a T is a J in front of the other J.
So it's not the same initials.
I said it's
Yeah.
almost the same initials except
But
for a T and a
JJ's
J.
been retired and now he's a football analyst. So
He's thinking about coming back. Somebody's been talking to him. He's thought about it. I would not come back if I were you.
Nope.
You.
All right, so now we're gonna go to our college games. I'm gonna go Carl's real quick. He has UCLA versus USC. He took UCLA. Kennesaw State, Florida International University.
If
He
I
took-
you.
He took
the Panthers.
Kennesaw State, and then he took TCU. I don't know who TCU was playing.
Let me look it up quick.
Oh, I gotta have the phone stats. I don't care. He just took TCU. That's all I needed to know.
Off.
Continue.
The 23rd, right?
Next week, yeah.
Yeah. Arizona.
Arizona. TCU in Arizona. All right. Jake. Oh, and then he took Notre Dame over Army. Notre Dame Army is the ones that we all got.
I don't know. I think Army's got a shot over
Nope.
Notre Dame.
11% shot.
You know me. I don't play those games. I don't play that nonsense.
I don't think so because they destroyed Navy, and Navy Army has the same play game plan.
Yeah, we'll see.
And Notre Dame was also on bye this week.
It's 3 weeks ago.
Huh?
It's 3 weeks
Oh
ago.
no, they didn't play. My bad. They didn't work. Army was on bye. Notre Dame had played Virginia,
Right.
which is a bye. Especially if they played like they played against the Navy in the bowl game that we went to,
Yeah.
which was pretty much what the score was, like 38-7 at one point. All right, Jake. Who do you have? Do you remember?
Games was
You had-
Colorado and Kansas. I picked Colorado because Colorado's been playing lights out every week, and Colorado's no brainer.
Okay. Do you remember Iowa State and Utah?
Iowa State and Utah. I picked Iowa State because Utah's been on downward slide.
And I think they lost their backup quarterback as well. I think they're on the third string now.
Isaac Wilson got hurt.
I think so.
And anyways, Isaac Wilson was not the answer. He threw 3 picks in today's game.
Oh no, he didn't get hurt, but another star player got hurt.
Yeah.
Utah's got injuries.
Yeah, and like Isaac Wilson isn't the answer. He threw 3 picks in today's game. So I'm going with Iowa State.
And then you have Bowling Green versus Ball State.
Woo! Yippee!
It's funny you guys asked me the records from when it was like 6-4 and 3-7, or like 6-4 and 4-4, and this is
I went with Bowling Green because whatever. Go Falcons.
Do you know where Bowling Green's at?
Kentucky.
I was going to say Georgia.
Yeah, Kentucky. And then you picked who between Notre Dame and Army?
Go Black Knights.
And I'm always
Ami.
everyone knows my pick.
Not
Yeah.
so fast.
Yeah, not so fast, midget. Giant.
Call me a midget.
You get nothing about you's a midget.
Yeah.
I picked Notre Dame in that game because Go Navy beat Army. Always gonna say that till the game. Then I also had UW versus Nebraska. Go Badgers. Of course, I'm picking UW.
All right, fair enough.
I mean, also, I feel confident with that pick right now. Nebraska just lost to USC. University of North Texas versus Eastern Carolina University.
Mean Green.
I went with Mean Green. I went with
Carl gets beat
down
up
there-
by him all the time.
down there in Denton.
Sorry.
Instead of North Carolina, I went with Texas. And then I had Texas A&M winning that game. I don't remember who Texas A&M was playing, but I picked Texas A&M.
Carl says, "Go Jayhawks, Jake." LOL.
So those are your guys' picks. Again, we do not pick with the spread. This is just straight up. So
For
this is entertainment purposes.
only.
Don't be like, oh, I followed your guys' lead and I lost. Well, yeah, we don't pick with the spread. Now, some of the games that we pick, you could definitely take those teams for spread. Like if we were picking Alabama Mercer, go ahead and take Alabama because I'm pretty sure they're going to cover the 24-point spread
We'll probably also cover the over.
Oh yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. So, all right. Any more picks?
No, that was it for the picks.
All right. Cold take for today. Everybody ready for the cold pick? Cold pick. Cold take.
Go ahead with the cold take.
Cold take. What do you think will be the dominant technology in the year 2100?
Just because it's a big thing today, AI like robotics.
Robotniks.
All right, Dr. Robotnik. Sonic the Hedgehog. No.
AI, robotics, stuff like that. Just basically because AI started to become big today.
Are we going to have a Terminator?
Maybe. I don't
The
know. I
machine's
won't be
gonna rise up.
alive.
The machine's going to be rise up against us. I don't know what technology. and
Maybe.
everything.
You might be
Might
alive.
Yeah, I might be. I'll be old as hell.
It'd be like, well, what? You said 2100?
2100.
So you're talking about
97, man.
how old are you now?
21.
Okay. So, yeah.
Mere babe.
It'd be 97. Okay. There's people weighing 105, 110.
Lucky to make it by age 40. Okay.
All right. So, Zach, what's your thoughts?
I think kind of like AI or whatever, but I think we'll have a chip in our head reading our thoughts.
So, Neuralink. You think Neuralink will be the
Yes.
big deal?
We're gonna have a phone in our eye, like the one from
Yeah.
Futurama.
Like you said, Neuralink, all that stuff. You can call someone or whatever.
Called the
and
iPhone.
you'll have it all in your brain and stuff, so you can just talk like normal.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So,
Holograms.
yeah. So I read a interesting article yesterday that Mark Zuckerberg says that he believes that cell phones or smartphones are going to go away over the next 3 to 5 years, and that everybody's going to have smart glasses, and that's how people are going to watch the internet or do internet because
God, that'd be horrible because you wouldn't be able to tell if they're looking at you or watching something on TV.
there you go.
And if you have to have glasses for work, guess what? Not so fast. You can't wear those glasses at work because I don't know if you're working or not.
Yep. So, in my opinion, I think that the dominant technology of 2021 or 2100 will be flying cars because
About time.
I know, right? It's
I
only
want a flying car.
it's only
Way to go. Way to go. Back to the Future.
I know,
missing that by
right?
1,000 years.
It's
It might
only
be
been
90
200
something. I'm gonna fly a flying car.
it's only been like 200 years, right? That they've been talking about having flying cars. Like we were supposed to have flying cars in the year 2000, and we still don't. So I think that they're finally going to get there, right? I think that you're going to get past AI. I think AI
That's another
personally
5
is going to be I don't know about that. Well, we're going to have a major AI war, I believe, but I think mid 2000s, like 2050. And I think that flying cars will be the major dominant technology in the year 2100.
So we won't need the planes anymore. We just fly to where we're going.
Well, I think you still need planes because they'll all be short distance.
So you don't think they can like fly 2, 3, 4, 5 hours away?
No, I don't think so. I think you're talking about across town or maybe 100 miles max. That's where I think we'll be.
So it's not like, hey, and do you think they go the same speed now, or do you think they can go faster?
What do you mean?
Like 60 miles an hour, or you think they can go 80, 90.
You're talking about flying cars?
Like, you think there'll be a speed limit on there?
I mean,
Like
I
we
don't.
do now on the roads? Like,
No,
only
I
go
think it'll be-
60, or can you go 100?
No, I think it'll be because it'll be in the air. I think the biggest thing's going to be AI is going to have to basically air traffic control the things, right? I think speed wise, something like a car, I mean, quote unquote car, right? But a flying vehicle of some kind, a personal flying vehicle of some kind, will be. I mean, you can have to go to 150, 200 probably. But I mean, everybody will be doing it, so I mean, it's
But
not
do you
like
think
it's.
there'll be any cars on the road, or there will be
I think
no
there
road?
still will be cars on the road, yes, because I think what it is the flying cars will be a point where it alleviates congestion, but it doesn't
It's
it doesn't
not affordable to.
not that it's not affordable. I just don't think that personal conveyances will all have to be flying. I don't think everybody's going to do
Like you
flying
said,
cars.
if you can't,
Here's a funny.
the
Here's
flying
my,
car go to work.
all right, here's
Right.
my funny opinion.
Okay.
You're gonna have flying cars, but you still have rednecks and people will fucking trying to redneck engineer them and
Oh, absolutely.
make them fast.
Well, you're going to have people out there that are going to have to, you'll have to redneck engineer or redneck fix a wing or a redneck fix an engine, right, to get you where you need to go.
Make 'em,
But like you're still talking about, okay, you're still gonna need, and they have to fly lower than planes probably.
Yeah.
So you're talking about cars, you have flying cars, and you have cars if you want to take a road trip 5-6 hours away.
Mhm.
You have flying cars to pretty much go to work, buddy's house, church, whatever,
Mhm.
grocery store, and then you have the planes to do if you
Right.
still want to travel.
Right, like if you're
faster
going to
than
fly
what-
across the country, yeah.
versus driving at 60 miles an hour.
Right. Carl says more drones for military purposes. That's what he thinks.
Air Force.
I mean, yeah, I think I don't know. I think another major technology of 2100 will be space mining.
Score update for Boise State. They're up 35 to 20.
Oh wow, I missed that one.
Oh, he wants you know that they're winning. They had a hard time against San Diego State.
Hip slap you.
So it doesn't matter.
Slap
Stop riding them like a horse.
Boo. Since they're the Broncos,
No, I was gonna say something else, but I don't want to be vulgar.
don't. It's a good plan. So I think
One
yeah.
of us can't be vulgar up here, but you and Carl.
So
hip slap you.
I think that space asteroid mining or asteroid mining will be another big technology of the 2100s.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, all right, that's Cold Take for tonight.
That's the podcast for tonight.
It is the podcast for tonight. If you guys got any ideas about the Cold Take or anything else we've discussed tonight, please leave a comment on the channel or leave a comment on our Facebook page or their Facebook page. I'm a guest this evening. 3 Morons Pod. We would really, really love the engagement. We'd really love to. We'll answer anything. If you guys got questions, throw us a like, subscribe, please. We really want to grow this podcast, and we love communicating with y'all and the engagement that y'all give us. So
And we are at 61 subscribers as of earlier today. I saw it go up.
Then I thought last time I checked we were at 60.
We were at
should
60.
Really,
And I went on.
really keep checking that.
I went on and
So-
refreshed it. It said 61. So we're at 61 subscribers.
Yep.
So we're growing. We're
8 more until 69.
39 more until 100, which I'm looking for.
we're apparently 12 years or 15 years old here.
But
Um,
next
hey.
week is. I just want to throw this out. Next week is our Thanksgiving episode.
Yes.
Technically, because it's right before Thanksgiving. So we will have a Thanksgiving theme big board, I believe. And probably a Thanksgiving cold take
I'm gonna
or
buy a
holiday cold take.
giant turkey costume and wear it on the air.
There you go.
But
That'll
yeah,
work.
let us know your guys' Thanksgiving plans and everything.
Yep.
We'd look to talk about what we're doing for Thanksgiving and going on. Again, next week, Mr. Google will be filling in for Carl as he does have something coming up as well then too.
All right.
So you guys take care. Have a good night. Again, 3 Morons Pod on Facebook and BL Creative Design on Etsy. Shop. BL Creative Design Shop on Etsy.
Good night, all. Whoop, let me shake with a hand. And we're having trouble. Good night, everybody.
We did it earlier.